the 9th best odds to win MVP. So, Shannon, can you see Kyler winning MVP?
Not even with the Hubble telescope. And that's the most powerful telescope in the world. No, Jen, I can't see that happening. I think the thing is, for me, Skip, is that if you look at the guys that he mentioned, obviously Lamar Jackson, we saw what he did last year, but Lamar Jackson was 3,100 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, over 1,200 rushing yards for a quarterback, which was a record, 7 touchdowns. You go to the previous year, and you have Pat Mahomes, he goes 5,050, 5,000 passing yards, 50 touchdowns. Skip, there have only been 6 guys to win the MVP within the first 2 years of them being in the league, and 2 of those guys were running back, Jim Brown, Earl Campbell. You have Kurt Warner, Dan Marino, and now these other 2 guys. Skip, if you also look at it, what did Lamar Jackson do last year? His team was 14-2. In the previous year, his team, Pat Mahomes' team, was 13-3. So do we believe that the Cardinals, now you got to realize they're not even favored to win their division. They do still have the 49ers and Seahawks within their division. So you believe they're going to go from what, 5-10-1 to win an extra 8-9 games? Skip, I don't see that happening because I don't, look, and I do believe that he's going to be better. But Skip, these guys, Mahomes is not going anywhere. Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson is always going to be a major player. Skip, I don't see it. I don't see, and like I said, I believe he's going to get better. But to improve enough team-wise, stats is one thing. Yes, it's still a stat award. But Skip, your team's got to have a lot of success. And what people don't realize, Skip, is that both of those teams, of the guys that won the MVP last year, the previous year they went to the playoffs. So remember, Skip, Pat Mahomes was 13-3, and Alex Smith, they went to the playoff the year before Pat Mahomes took over. And last year, Lamar Jackson led them to the playoff after Joe Flacco got hurt. So I don't see it. Do I believe he'll play better? He'll have a better year? Yes. But I do not believe he'll be MVP this year, Skip. I don't believe they'll win enough games.
Shannon Sharp.
Yep.
I keep trying to warn you to tell you what's coming with Kyler Murray. I told you going into last year, he's going to be the offensive rookie of the year, and he was. You have doubted him from the start. You doubted him in his one and only year at the University of Oklahoma, and you're still doubting him, and I'm still touting him. I have already told you Kyler Murray's going to be a big story. He's about to take a quantum leap because his team is going to take one with him. I already predicted to you last week the Arizona Cardinals will be a wild card team. That alone might be enough, coming from 5-10-1 to wild card, to at least vault him into the MVP conversation. I've seen several other analysts and experts predict that Kyler will win MVP, even beyond what Bucky Brooks predicted. And I love Bucky Brooks and believe in his vision, in his research and homework.
He does a great job.
But he does a great job. But Shannon, what Kyler did last year was extraordinary. I told you on opening Sunday, he tied Detroit. I know Detroit wasn't very good, but the Lions had their moments, and this was with Matt Stafford last year. Some people think he's got a shot at MVP this year. Again, Kyler tied him with a big fourth-quarter comeback, and then Kyler beat the Falcons. He won at the Giants. He beat the Browns at home, and then he won late in the year at Seattle. And beyond that, and more importantly, he nearly beat the Ravens at Lamar, and he gave the 49ers all they wanted twice last year. Very close down to the wire games. Trust me, the 49ers are like, uh-oh, here he comes. Now he has DeAndre Hopkins. Now the defense has Isaiah Simmons. And I told you before the draft, in watching Clemson games, Isaiah Simmons leaped off my screen. He flashed for me more than Chase Young flashed when I watched Ohio State. I think Isaiah Simmons is going to have immediate and dramatic impact on that defense.